Hello, hello, hello. Happy Thursday. Usually it's a Friday, so I almost went to Friday, and how exciting that would be. How's everybody doing? Welcome back to another Slay the Spire live stream. Today we're going to be taking on Act 3 after defeating Act 2 with just 1 health remaining last week. We're going into the third and final act of our run here with Silent. Hope everyone is doing fantastic. I'm hoping that, fingers crossed, we can survive. Wikipedia is a minute late, so I guess we right? Apparently, yeah. No, I was actually like frantically setting everything up because I was like, I woke up, I did my run, I had breakfast, and then like usually when I have breakfast, I play like I do a run of Slay the Spire, but I woke up a little bit late today, and so I was like, okay, I'm gonna do one act of Slay the Spire. And then I finished the act. I was like, I could do another act. And so I played a second act and I was like, oh shoot, I have no time. So here we are. My video game that the act that I was playing this morning is pretty good. I'm doing a watcher build. I'm down to I think 9 cards with a rush now in my deck. So we are very close to just going infinite, which is always really fun. But we are playing the board game version and we are playing Silent. And yeah, just a kind of a recap. We have removed a lot of, right? Always time for one more act. Always, every single time. Well, I can't unstart the riot tab. Ah, dang, that stings. Well, at least you'll be warm. The torches are lit. We have removed a decent number of cards from our deck. Let's see. We've got 2, 4, 6 of our starting cards have been removed. And then our current deck looks fairly decent. We have a lot of just AoE. We have a lot of answers to everything. Upgraded adrenaline, a lot of discards and everything. The one thing that we do need to do is Autumn pointed out that because I beat the elite and got the accuracy, it's actually an upgraded accuracy. And so I forgot to upgrade that. But now our shivs deal +1 damage. And yeah. So good stuff. I'm just going through this because I've played 12 games of, or 12 runs of Slay the Spire since this last one. I'm like, okay, I have to reset. Where am I at? What's happening? What's going on? Have you heard of anything about Civil War for Marvel Champions? I saw a Discord message right before I joined that said it was delayed until I think November, which checks. I mean, like that. I would be shocked if we had a full year of on-time releases. But so, yeah, that kind of stinks. But maybe we have more time for Slay the Spire and such. The first thing that we have to do is roll the dice to figure out who our Act 3 boss is going to be. It's going to be 5, the Time Eater, the bane of my Shiv build. So that's good. That's what you want. I've actually not faced the Time Eater in the board game, so we'll see how that goes. I'm hoping it's not as bad as Silent versus Time Eater in the video game. We took Soju as our last boss relic. The first boss relic was Empty Cage, which is how we kind of got rid of a lot of our cards. But Soju, start of our turn, we get an additional energy and we cannot gain potions. We were talking about it on the last stream. It feels like there's less potions kind of in the board game version, and so this is not as negative, but we did grab a fairy in the bottle before we picked up Soju, so we do have the safety net of hitting 0 HP, proccing fairy bottle, and then going back up to 2. It was nice. We got out of last fight without using it, because last fight we ended with 1 health, and that was sick. So I was trying to pre-order my coffee. I couldn't on Game Nerds. I went to Asmodee and it's been on, and then it has an October 17th. So it's still on September. It was supposed to be September. Okay, I think maybe what I saw is that the Step Into the Portal event is going to be in November because they got pushed back. So maybe the box is going to be released in October, and then they're having their event in November. That must be what it is. So, okay. Cool. So we have our setup path here. We have 11 money, which is a lot for the board game. I think there's a couple of routes we can take. I see 3 merchants. We can hit this first merchant here. But I kind of like this merchant. But if we go here, like through this route, we're not hitting an elite. So I don't love that. We could come up this way and hit that last merchant and just really go crazy for the final boss. But I guess I could come this way, but then we're missing fires. Yeah, I don't really like this map. What are my upgrades? What do I need to upgrade here? What does Storm of Steel give me? +1 Shiv on a discard. Don't need to upgrade Defends. Deflect's already upgraded. Dagger Spray. Die would be okay. I think Blade Dance or potentially Storm of Shield would be like kind of the upgrade priorities here. But I don't know if any of those are necessary to upgrade. I think the deck functions fairly well without it. So with that, I think I'm kind of on this path, hit this shop, this elite, and then we can make a decision on if we're going to branch and fork off and hit this elite or another shop, depending on our money situation. Oh, the Game Nerds is $10 cheaper. Nice. Been working on a custom Marvel Champion solo choose your own adventure campaign. Oh, that's cool. That's fun. I'll be interested to hear more about that. Alrighty. Well, we start out with just a normal fight. Call it story mode and modify deck building rules, some card effects and such. Sweet. We got the Orb Walker coming in with 22 health. Yikes. Alrighty. It's a scary, scary boy. Ugh, I need to turn off my phone. All right. So we got the Orb Walker. To remember all of my relics, we have a loaded die, which on a 4/5 we get a defend. On a 6 we re-trigger, or we can trigger a relic ability. Happy Flower, we get a an energy boot, deal a damage. Toolbox, we can reduce the die result. Centennial Puzzle is draw 3 cards if I've lost HP. Soju, we start with a energy and then fairy in a bottle. Sweet. Alrighty. We're going to start with 5 cards. We actually get 7 because of our Snake Ring. Coolest part is losing does not end your game, instead it modifies your next scenario. Nice. Yeah, I like that. It feels like an Arkham scenario in that sense. I really like that. Got an Adrenaline, Crippling Cloud, a Dagger Spray, an Accuracy, a Dash, a Die, and a Poison Stab. Feeling real good about that. Let's get our dice roll. It's a 3. So a 3 triggers here. We get a energy. And then a 3 means that he's going to be hitting us for 3, dazing us, and then strengthening. So that's gross. Let's go ahead and play an Accuracy. So that's going to give all of our shivs +1 damage. It costs us 0 to do. I'm going to go ahead and spend 2 of my 5 energy to play a Dash, which deals 3 damage. Takes him down to 19 and gives me 3 blocks. So now our block situation is done. I'll go ahead and spend 2 for a Crippling Cloud. Yeah, I guess, whatever. We'll weaken and poison. And poison does not decay in this game, which is pretty nice. So, just an additional damage each time. Weaken is going to make him attack us for 2. Let's go ahead and use our Adrenaline. We're going to get 2 energy and draw 2 cards in Acrobatics and a Defend. And with our 3 money, I think we're going to die. That's 3 damage. Takes him down to 16. We're going to Dagger Spray for 3 damage. Takes him down to 13. And then a Poison Stab, which in this game exhaust for some reason. Probably because poison's really good in this game. For 1 damage and a poison. Okay. These get discarded. At the end of my turn, he's going to take 2 damage to go down to 10. health. And he's going to do his thing. He's going to hit me for 2 because of the weaken. He's going to daze me. Daze goes on top of my draw pile here. And then he's going to strengthen, meaning that all his attacks are +1 now. But I'm thinking we'll probably take him out this round, hopefully. Okay. 5 cards. It's a daze. Cloak and Dagger. Defend. Survivor. And a Blade Dance. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? Nice. Okay. We'll roll the dice for fun. It's a 2. We're at 4. So a Blade Dance will give us 2 shivs. A Cloak and Dagger will give us 2 more shivs. We'll spend each one of these shivs, which now do +1 damage because of our accuracy, for 2, 4, 6, 8. Takes him down to 2. And at the end of our turn, the poison will take him out. I'm liking our build. I'm liking our build a lot. Our reward for winning the fight is $1 and a card. The Orb Walker is no longer. The mods that I use is Osborne Tech. Depending on if you defeat Sandman minion, dictate your next scenario. If you don't, you face Sandman. But if you did, then you get to choose the next match from 3. Oh, that's cool. That's pretty cool. I like that a lot. Card reward, escape plan, bouncing flask, and a poison stab. I'm always a fan of bouncing flask. I just really like being able to just apply that amount of poison. Does it dilute the deck too much? I don't think it necessarily does. Escape plan is nice because it just kind of replaces itself. It's kind of a nothing in your deck, and we don't have. I guess Time Eater may not be the greatest Act 3 person to go up against an escape plan because Time Eater kind of counts how many cards you play, and I think if I've not played it, but if I had to assume the translation into the board game, it's probably going to be only a certain number of cards you can play in a turn. And so I think at that point, escape plan is kind of out. My defense is okay. And so I think if I have a high defense, then I'm more okay taking a bouncing flask. I do have an energy relic, so the 2 cost is not as concerning for me. I'm going to take bouncing flask. It's fun. We're going to do it. Poison stab could be another one, but here we are. Beautiful. Probably don't need to take any more cards, but here we are. All right, we said, what did we say we were going to do? We said we were going to do here. So let's go to the event. Wheel of Change. We're going to roll a die. What's actually really nice here is because the toolbox is once per room, I can guarantee that I hit a decent result here. That's cocked. That's cocked as well. Come on, Nelson. Roll a die better. Heal to full HP. Okay. I'm at full HP. I was really hoping to get like remove a card or gain a treasure or actually gain 4 money to go into the merchant here. That would be really cool. Web shooters get permanent setup when you oh, that's cool. Gains Web Warrior. Nice. Let's move over here into our merchant with our 12 money. Pew, 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 pew. Got a Bane, a Deflect, and a Backflip as our card options. We've got, at the end of the turn, we get a block if we don't have any block. Not going to buy that. We got Molten Egg. Whenever you add an attack to your deck, upgrade it. Use this 3 times. I don't want to really add any more attacks. And then the Golden Idol. At the end of combat, we're going to gain 1. And then we cannot buy any of these potions because we have Soju, but we'll fill it out anyways. So I don't like them. Right? If we buy Golden Idol, it would take us 5 combats to profit off of it. And if we're going to another merchant, the max is 3. So we're not buying Golden Idol. I guess we could buy here just, but like, I mean, like we're rolling in with defense. Like there's not really a time where we're not. We'll spend 3 to remove a card because that seems good. Probably get rid of a strike. Like we have a lot of damage, so I'd rather keep the defense around over the strike at this point. So we can remove a strike. I wish we could do that more than once a merchant. We have, well, we can't buy any potions. Do we care about any of these? Not necessarily. Does backflip upgrade? I don't want to upgrade backflip. I would rather upgrade a bouncing flask, I think. Have you ever heard of the board game Catharsis? No, I haven't. I have not. The other option would, yeah, I don't know. I don't, I guess we could come over here and hit this merchant there, but then we're forcing ourselves into 3 merchants, which is kind of funny. I mean, we're rolling in with 9 money. Do we care about an elite? Or actually, you know what? Is our deck good enough to take on the boss if we hit 2 more merchants? If we assume that we get $2 more, that's going to be 11. I don't want to hit 2 merchants. We could hope to grab winged boots. I guess, like, okay, if we go with the elite, I think we'll probably just do this. Yeah. I guess we'll not buy anything. We could spend 4. This one's on sale, so it only costs us 4. We could spend 4. Roll in with 5. We get $1, $2. That puts us at 7. This may give us 2 actually. No, we're just not gonna buy anything. I don't. Now we're gonna die because I had a turn where I didn't draw any block and I really needed the block from that relic. Guarantee it. A good player takes 2 elites here. I think I would if I didn't have 9 money floating, right? I don't want to float money into here, and so the elite's going to give me a relic, but so is the merchant, and so I'd rather reduce my risk of taking damage before going into the boss and just spend money on my relic than elite. And then also with the merchant, we get to choose our elite, or choose our relic rather than just kind of get one dealt to us. And I don't think we may take some more cards, but I think my deck is at the point where I don't necessarily want to dilute it. So, like, the card reward is meh. And then this elite, if it gives us money, doesn't matter, because we're not doing an Act 4. Let's come in here. Boom. Bonfire Sprint. We can offer to remove a card. If it's uncommon, heal 3. If it's rare, heal the full. If it's a curse, lose 1 HP. Cut a defend, I guess. Yeah. We'll cut out a defend. And that's 7 of our starting cards removed. That's kind of insane. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 of our starting cards removed. Beautiful. Thank you, Bonfire Sprint. Let's do this elite. Three elites. Top one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Who do we not want to see? I don't know. I feel like the giant head. Well, the giant head's a little scary. Holy cow. Okay, so he just starts hitting for 7 after on the 4th turn. He starts hitting for 7. He has 80 health. And he's just going to count down. And then he hits for 7 and strengthens the entire time. That's a little scary. Okay. Let's see what we got. Pick up some breakfast. You want anything? I get a 6-pack of donuts and share with chat? Yes. Do it. Okay. Okay, so the elites in Act 3 give 3 money. Wow. Okay. Well, that's good to know. I haven't really gotten to Act 3 that frequently. 7 is a lot. Seven's pretty significant. Good news is we can take at least 2 hits. So we have, without any defense, if we for somehow just get rid of all the defense in our deck, we can take 2 hits. So we have 5 turns for 5 turns for, yeah, to deal 80 damage. It's a lot of damage. Let's see what happens. If we get 7 cards to start us out, that's 6, 7. Let's roll. We got Dash, Defend, Survivor, Defend, Dagger Spray, Accuracy, and a Storm of Steel. Where'd I put my dice? There it is. It's a 2. 2 does nothing for us, of course. Okay. You played Rhino with Sinister Syndicate mod set? I don't know if I have. Go Accuracy. We'll spend 2 to play a Dash for 3 damage and 3 block. We're going to spend 1 for a Dagger Spray for 3 damage. And then we're going to spend 1 to play a Storm of Steel, discard 3 cards for 3 shivs. We're going to spend 2 of them, mainly because like our deflect counts if we have... I do deal 4 and 6. Yes, because he is slow. Thank you very much. Yeah, he is the slow keyword here, which says that he takes +1 damage from all attacks, which means shivs are sick. Okay, so that's 2 more. We're going to spend 2 of the shivs for 6 damage. So 2, 4, 6. And then we're going to hang on to 1 shiv just because we have cards that deal with having shivs. Yes, good catch. Good catch. Thank you. Okay. He counts down. We're going to draw up to 5. We got a Neutralize, a Bouncing Flask, Acrobatics, a Poison Stab, and a Crippling Cloud. Set ourselves back up to 4. The dice keeps hiding. It's another 2. Gross. I think we neutralize to weaken and deal 2. We Crippling Cloud for 2 to weaken and poison. And then we Bouncing Flask for 2 more poison. Yeah. Okay. So he'll take 3. And then he counts down. Why are you still here? It's a great question. Reset. We're not going to roll a 2 this time. We are going to roll a 1. I was like, I can't use the toolbox here to deal a damage and then trigger a die ability. I guess I get to see my hand first. Let me see what this is. 2, 4, 5. Blade Dance, Deflect, Cloak and Dagger, Adrenaline, die. We're not going to use this. The toolbox is only once per like room. So I'd rather do that when he's going to be attacking me. He deals a lot of damage. Oof. Alrighty. Let's get cheeky here. Let's go Blade Dance, put it in our discard pile for 2 shivs, because I want that to show back up. Let's spend a 1 to play a Cloak and Dagger. It's going to give us a defense and 2 shivs. We've maxed out our shiv count here. Let's play Deflect. So we get 3 defense. That takes us to 4. And now we will play Adrenaline. So all of these were in our discard pile, which means that we can get our shivs back faster. No, you're totally good. Oh, we get a hero that does things based on enemy traits. Oops. That'd be cool. Rogue to use Man on the Wall by putting Aggression, Cap, and Bucky into her deck. That's cool. That's cool. I like that. Are there any minions with the soldier trait? Like, are there any shield minions with the soldier trait? gonna give us 2. We draw 1, 2. Nice. We'll spend 2 to dash for 4 damage. Takes us down to 57. We'll spend 1 to die for 4 damage. Takes us down to here. We'll spend 3, 6, 9, 12. Go down to 41. And now I'm scared. Got Storm of Steel, which is... Wish we did not have that. Alright, now we're going to get hit. Oh, he's going to get hit for 3 because of the poison. Down to 38. And we're going to get hit for 6 here. 2, 4, 5. We got to deflect a Survivor, Cloak and Dagger, Poison Stab, and a Blade Dance. So we're feeling pretty good about getting hit for 6. We got a 6. Beautiful. We deal a damage here. We can trigger a Die Relic ability. Let's count. We got enough energy so we don't have to hit a Happy Flower. We have 3, 5, 6 blocks, so we don't need a block. So we'll deal a damage with the boot. Das Boot. Okay. Let's deflect for 3. Let's spend 1 to play Cloak and Dagger. We'll get 2 shivs and a block. Let's spend 1 to Poison Stab to deal 2 damage. 1, 2, and a poison. Let's spend 1 to Blade Dance to get 2 shivs. Oop. And then we'll spend 1 to Survive to get 2. Takes us up to 6, so we're perfect blocking. And then we'll go 3, 6, 9, 12 to take him down to 22. Hits for 4 to take him down to 18. We have 3 more here, so we'll see what happens. He's going to hit us for 6, which is exactly how much block we have. And then I'm going to draw. This is a fantastic solo game, Felipe. I really, really like it. Yeah, it's really satisfying. If Rogue touches Rhino and gains criminal trait, do I change the game to a PvP? Yes. We got Bouncing, Dagger. Dagger Spray is... Have I played Dagger Spray? I think I have. I think this is 2/2/2, so I think I missed 3 damage there. Just as a thought. We got a 4. Okay. So that's going to deal a damage from the boot. We're going to get a money from Happy Flower and then get a block from Loaded Die. Oh, and he's strengthened. So he's hitting us for 7. Okay. Let's neutralize, hit him for 2. And then weaken him. Let's Dagger Spray for 2, 4, 6. Takes him down to 9. It's going to go down to 4. We'll spend 2 to Bouncing Flask to give him 3 more poison. It's going to be 6. Shiv does 3. Then poison will kill him. Whoa. No damage from the elite. No damage from the elite. That's sick. You've been itching to try Arkham Horror Solo, but nervous. It's an entirely different beast compared to Marvel Champions. Totally agree. I would suggest playing it multi-handed. Go 2 investigators per hand, just because it's such an expansive game. It's really hard to do everything in a true solo. I've heard it can be done with like a larger card pool, but I haven't been able to get it to work. Alrighty, so that's 3 money. Up to 12. Sick. We get a treasure, which is a Necronomicon. On a 1, the next attack you play this turn is played twice. So that's kind of cool. Alrighty. And then we get a card which we can upgrade. We got a Riddled with Holes, Dodge and Roll, then a Piercing Whale. Riddled with Holes is a... gives you 5 shivs, which is 10 damage for 2. That's probably worth it, right? Finally built a Winter Soldier leadership deck that abuses Captain America's shield to clarity of purpose to get the fist resources and helicarrier. Nice, that's cool. That's really cool. Multi-talented, can easily pay for 3 different resources. Nice, that's cool. Arkham Horror, you can play it solo, but it forces decks to be very similar as they can't do their Got it. That's a good way to think about it. Nice. Kruger. I think we go with Riddled with Holes. That feels just really good. Like 10 damage. An extra 10 damage per deck pass, -1 card, I think is decent. Let's grab it. Let's dilute the deck more. Why not? Woo! We have a really good deck. Why not make it worse? Wait. I think we go here to the shop, right? Like we have 12. We have 12 money. We have to hit that. All right, normal. We got a Jaw Worm. It's going to summon 2 Jaw Worms. So we got 3 Jaw Worms. All with 10 health. Boom, boom, boom. Have I slayed the Spire yet? We're trying. We are on Act 3, so we're slaying. We're currently slaying the Spire. We got through Act 2 with 1 health left, which was pretty solid. And I think Time Eater could wreck us, though. Oh, well, okay, hold on. Time Eater is kind of interesting because shivs are not cards in this game. So shivs may be able to get around cards, which means that the Riddle with Holes is a much better pickup than I was kind of thinking. I've not even looked at Time Eater. Do I have plans for Final Girl again? I do, yeah. I'm hoping to catch a live stream to ask questions and get better at it. I think I'm going to try Final Girl maybe next week. I may only be able to do 2 streams next week, but I think I'm going to try it next week. Because after this, so that's going to be the next one. I have the BGG Con. I have the Meg promo, which will be fun. All right, so we got 3 Jaw Worms. They don't scare me. Okay. We start with 7 cards. 2, 4, 6, 7. We got a Deflect, Adrenaline, Neutralize, Die, Die, Die is beautiful. Crippling Cloud, Storm of Steel, and a Bouncing Flask. We'll roll this dice to get a 3, which will give us a money. We're getting hit for 3, hit for 4, and then a defense and a strength. Okay. Let's go ahead and spend 1 die, die, die. Deal 3 damage to each one of these guys. Takes them down to 7, 7, 7. Yeah. My least favorite part about this game is how fiddly this health thing is. I have, when like my wife and I play, we use poker chips for the health, and that just makes it a lot easier. Cool. We'll play an Adrenaline to gain 2 and draw 2. Dagger Spray and a Blade Dance. Perfect. That's what I wanted. Well, Dagger Spray to deal 3 more. That takes them down to 4, 4, 4. I'll spend 1 to Blade Dance to get 2 of these, which means that I can play Deflect to get 3 block. I can spend 2 to Crippling Cloud and poison each one of these guys. and weaken them. The commons give you 2 money in Act 3 as well. We're gonna roll in with a lot of dough. Cool. So I have 3 block. I'm trying to look at how this is. So we know we're gonna get a poison stab, which can take out the one with the defense because the poison's gonna bypass defense. We can apply a second poison. No, we won't be able to. I don't need to save these shivs because we've already seen our deflect in this deck pass, and we have more shiv generations before we're gonna see it again. So we're gonna be at 2 health each. I want to take one of these guys out. Probably the one that's going to hit me for 4. Can I do that? I think so. If we go Bouncing Flask. I guess it doesn't matter if I weaken the right one because I have a perfect defense as long as I kill this guy. Yeah, okay. So we'll Bouncing Flask 2 and 2 here. So they will die before their next turn. I will neutralize. Oh, wait. Yeah, we're good. 1 there. Shiv to take them down to 1. And then we'll discard Storm of Shield. They'll take 2 damage to go down to 2. Go down to 2. This guy will die. We're going to get hit for 2. He's going to get 3 block and strengthen. Friendly computer, thank you so much for the gifted sub. Congrats, Dragon240. Thank you. I appreciate it. How are things? You got so far in Act 3. Yeah, we're we did hit like not a ton of fights. We kind of went this route, which we hit the shop because we had like 11 money. Nothing good in the shop really. So we ended up just kind of bypassing the shop, and the events go fairly quickly. We got through the elite with no damage, and then we're gonna get through this with no damage. So top of the round, they are at the end of my turn. They take 2 damage. There's no reason for us to like. There are no power cards like a repair or something like that that could heal us. So we'll just kill off the jawworms. Got 2. I doubt I'm taking a card. We got a deadly poison. Sneaky strike and an acrobatics. I'm not going to take any of those. Okay, $14 rolling into the shop. The shop can be rough. I like going through as many fights as possible. That's true. I don't have any more cards that I would really add to my deck. Like I feel like my deck is fairly like decent where I want it to be. And so I'm prioritizing elites for relics, shops for relics, and then fires for upgrades. And so because I don't necessarily have anything that I want to add to the deck. I feel like I have all my solutions already. And then the shops, we can always remove stuff. What do we got? We got a Gremlin Horn. On a 4, we draw a card. On a 5, we gain an energy. I think we take that. I think we're buying that. Captain's Wheel. On a 3, we get 3 defense. And then the Courier, look at the top card of... Once per combat, we can look at the top card of the Relic or Potion deck. Buy it or discard it. Cool. We got an Explosive Potion. We cannot buy these. Flex Potion. And a Intrepid Brew. Then our cards. Got a Backstab. Slice, backflip. Had to step away. Did you say something about Starlord deck? No, I didn't. I missed the Starlord deck. Came out with the Starlord deck about shield, monitoring, and altering. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. That's fine. We're gonna spend 7 to buy the Gremlin Horn. If I had 1 more money, I would buy the Captain Wheel, but we'll spend 3 to remove a defend from our deck. And yeah, that feels pretty good. I'm liking what we have a fairy in the bottle. Alrighty, let's win this thing. I'm gonna get rid of our cards, flip this back over. I'm a little scared as to what Time Eater is gonna do to us. We're going to Smith here. Let's look at our non-upgraded cards. Bouncing Flask feels like a decently good upgrade. If it's anything like the video game, we don't necessarily need to upgrade Die. There's not multiple enemies, so we probably are good there. Same with Crippling Cloud. This probably goes to 2 weakens, which could be... No, it's 2 poison. That's... I'd rather upgrade the Bouncing Flask over the Crippling Cloud, because there's going to be 3 poison, and it doesn't exhaust, so we can benefit from that upgrade a little bit more frequently. Blade Dance, going up to 3 shivs is nice, but... 2 considerations. I don't know how shivs interact with Time Eater in this game quite yet, and so we're about to figure that out. So with just that uncertainty, I don't think I want to upgrade there. Also, we have a stupid amount of shiv generation at this point with the riddled with holes, so we probably don't need to do that. Storm of Steel could be kind of interesting, mainly because if it's the last card in our hand, we get a shiv. So that turns into a shiv neutralize is probably 2 weaken, right? Nope, it's just 2 attack. We don't need that. Poison Stab, is that 2 poison? Same kind of thought around upgrading Bouncing Flask. Draw 4 cards. Then this is going to be 3 defend. 3 defend could be decent. But I think it's between these 2. I think I like Bouncing Flask. What are our thoughts here? We can get +2 damage here, or +1 poison per deck pass. I don't know how long the fight is going to go. And so, like, what is our deck? We got 2, 4, 6, 7. That's first hand. 2, 4, 5 is our second hand. 2, 4, 5. So we have 3 hands per deck pass, which means that this is 3 damage per deck pass. This is 1 addition. This is 2. Yeah, this is 3 additional damage per deck pass. This is 1 additional damage per deck pass. So I think it's Bouncing Flask, right? Because this is going to be 1 damage at the end of every one of our turns. Storm of Steel. Actually, it's going to be 2, but +2 per deck pass. And so I think it's a Bouncing Flask just from like our deck size. Had to exhaust my identity and run to the store. Nice. Enjoy. I'm going to go Bouncing. It's a little bit more expensive, but we start with 4. We have a lot of energy relics that we can get, so I'm going to be okay with the 2 there. And if Time Eater interacts with shivs, that's another reason to push us towards the Bouncing Flask. Here we are at Time Eater. Time Eater only has 60 health. Interesting. Okay. It has a time warp. Each player can't play more cards than this turn in the number in the clock. So 5, 4, 3. And we exclude shivs. So that's cool. So shivs are not affected by Time Eater. Hey, it's the first time Time Eater reaches 0 HP. It immediately heals 30 HP per player, gains strength, and removes all bad tokens from it. Okay, so it has 90 health. That makes more sense. Cool. So we can play 5 cards on turn 1, 4, then 3, and then rotate back through. Okay. It doesn't remove poison, which is, I think, really important. It just removes weakens and vulnerable. Yeah, I was like, this Time Eater does not seem too bad. I'm going to get absolutely wrecked now that I said it, but It doesn't seem. Yeah. It feels a little bit better than 2, 4, 6, 7. What do we got? We got a Bouncing Flask turn 1, which is beautiful. Die, die, die. Acrobatics. Storm of Steel. Storm of Steel is amazing against this Time Eater because you don't count shivs as cards played. So on our last card, we can just hit Storm of Steel and just discard everything and win. Sick. Okay. Not win, but yeah, you know what I mean. And then we have a Defend and a Crippling. Let's roll the dice. It is a cocked. It is a 1. The next attack we play is played twice. So that's cool. We have a die, 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 so we'll do that. We'll spend 1 to play die, die, die. I'm going to... How do we count how many cards we played? Regardless, that's 6 damage. We've played 2 cards. Yeah, if only I had a Sneak Attack Gandalf. Yes, exactly, right? Let's go 2 to play a Bouncing Flask to do 3 poison. Actually, we have a 3 poison here. We only have 1 energy left, so we might as well Storm of Steel here. The Crippling Cloud would be nice. I don't think I have a block. Yeah. The Crippling Cloud would be nice because it reduces the incoming attack by 2. We're going to take 4 damage. We don't have an... We could go Defend. No, let's just spend 1. Storm of Steel. We'll get 4 shivs. And we're going to hang on to all of the shivs until we play an accuracy. Or until we get more shivs. Okay, we'll take 4. That kind of hurt. Don't love it. We do have a fairy in the bottle, which is nice. We can only play 4 cards this turn. And then we're going to get 3 dazed, which... Ooh. We got a 1. The next attack again is played twice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I really like Necronomicon with dash. So that's 6 defense. Oh, he took 3 damage from the poison, which I did not apply. What's kind of interesting here is I can use Toolbox to take a 1 to a 6 and then trigger this and also get the damage here. I don't think I want to do that. It's just kind of the thing. Okay, let's spend 2 to play dash. It's going to deal 6 damage and 6 block, if only block rolled over. So 1 down to 5, 45. We'll deal 4 damage with the shivs. And then we'll spend 2 to play Riddled with Holes to get the max. We have a maximum of 5 shivs. So we got 5 shivs back. And then we'll hang out until we get an accuracy. If we get hit by 6, that's going to hurt. I don't know how much defense we have left. No, we have a deflect, but there's a decent chance we don't draw it. We would draw it, but we're getting dazed 3 times. Oh, no, we're not. It's not dazed. It's this, so we're fine. Yeah. Much better. Okay, he's going to take 3. Goes down to 38. We get dazed, which goes in our discard pile, not our deck. And then we can only play 3 cards, and he's going to attack us for 6, and he's going to strengthen. Unfortunately, Adrenaline is just not a great play here. We got a 3, so we'll go up to 5. Okay. We will spend 1 to deflect. That's going to give us 3 block. Which means that we will not die from the attack, which is nice, meaning that we can proc our fairy in the bottle on a future attack. We'll play an accuracy for a second card. Go 2, 4, 6, 8 damage, which will take him down to 20 or 30. And then we will. We have not spent any energy. We'll spend 1 for a cloak and dagger, which will give us 2 shivs. A block. We'll spend 2 shivs to deal 4. He'll take 3, goes down to 23. Okay. He's going to hit us for 6. We'll take 2, and he strengthens. Okay. We're getting hit for 3 and 3 here, which is a little scary. Because that would immediately kill us. If we don't draw a block, we die. Hopefully we'll draw a block. We have to draw 2 block. Fingers crossed. Oh, we can Centennial Puzzle too. We can draw 3 cards if I lost HP. So that's good. We got 2, 4, 5. Oh, beautiful. Deflect. Poison Stab, Dash, and a Crippling Cloud. You love to see it. We'll roll the dice here, which is a 4. We will draw a card, which is an Acrobatics. Gain an energy, deal a damage. We like 4s. And then get a block. I'm going to deflect for 3 and take us up to 4. He's hitting us for 3 and 3, but if I go ahead and hit him, that's my first card. If I hit him with a Crippling Cloud, we'll poison and weaken. And now he's hitting us for 2 and 2, which means that we are full block. Let's Centennial Puzzle and draw 3 cards. Neutralize, Bouncing, and a Storm. Oh, beautiful. Storm of Steel. Storm of Steel. Storm of Steel. Let's Bouncing for 3 poison. That's our 3rd card played. So we have 2 more cards that we can play. The last one's going to be a Storm of Steel. And if we could do that right now for 5 shivs, or we can neutralize, weaken him again, deal a damage. That's our 4th. We'll spend a shiv to deal 2, take him down to 19. And then we will spend 1 to Storm of Steel, discard 4 cards to get 4 shivs. And that's our 5th card. And then we'll spend 3 of these for 6 damage. Down to 13. He's going to take 7. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Down to 6. Okay. We get hit for 2 and 2, which goes into our block. Remove 1 of the weakens. And then he's going to gunk up our deck a little bit. That's fine. He immediately heals 30, so we don't have to wait until his turn is over. So if we can deal 6 damage, he will heal 30, and then we can keep going. So that's nice. We can only play 4 cards this turn. Got 2, 4, 5. Got Blade Dance, Survivor, Riddled, Cloak and Dagger. Let's freaking go. What's our dice roll? Dice roll is a 5. So we gain an energy. We deal a damage. And then we get a block. It doesn't really matter, but we got it. I think these are the cards we're playing, right? I mean, like, we're just kind of going crazy with them. So we'll spend 1 to Blade Dance for 2 shivs. We'll spend 3 shivs to deal 6 damage. Then he'll immediately heal to 30. He removes the weaken. That's fine. And he strengthens. Okay. We'll spend 1 to cloak and dagger. We'll spend the 2 shivs for 4 damage. Take him down to 26. And then we've got 2 for riddled with holes. And we'll spend 4 of the shivs, holding 1 because there is a chance we deflect here. So that's 8 damage. So 6, go down to 18. End of my turn, he's going to take 7, going down to 11. Yeah, we got this. Because the poison is going to deal 7, so all we have to do is 4 damage next turn. And we have 2 right there. Sick. We'll get gunked. Oh, and I think we have 2 dazes coming in, so there's a chance we actually, like, don't have... No, we got the dagger spray, we're good. Woo! Woo! Dang, alrighty. It's always a little bit of a flex when you finish a run holding a fairy in the bottle. Like, yeah. Feels like a Hermione at this point. We're just like holding something in the bottle. Got a Blade Dance. We can play 3 cards. There's 2 damage here. Take him down to 9. We got a... Oh, let's roll the dice, I guess. That was a bad roll. A 5. Same thing. So we get a money. We deal a damage. And we get a block. There's our 1 block there. We will spend 1 to dagger spray for 3. Down to 5. And then poison will kill him. Act 3 was easier than Act 2 in my opinion. I think we succeeded. Act 2, what was the elite? There was an elite, I think it was the Gremlin, which we did play that incorrectly. One thing to note that Autumn also called out on the VOD is that the Gremlin leader, whenever elites summon, they summon to the left of where they are at. The Gremlin knob is terrible. It's bad. It was bad. It summons to the left of where to them versus to the right. And we play to the right, which means that when the Gremlin nod strengthened everybody, it strengthened before the summons attacked, which was causing us a lot of problems. And that is not how it's played. You actually, the Gremlins are going to attack, and then the knob activates, strengthening them for their next turn. So that hurt us a lot. We rolled into the boss fight. I think it was just like 5 health. We took 4 like immediately. But yeah, time eater against shivs. It's actually kind of the opposite of the video game, right? The Time Eater loves to see shivs in the video game because he's just like, okay, your entire game plan is to play 20 cards a turn. I'm only going to let you play 12. And then the Time Eater here, the shivs don't count as cards. So you can... It just seems really good. Act 3 can be easy time if you're ahead and get good draws. Yeah. I also think we got pretty lucky with our removal events. We hit Empty Cage. We had, I think, 2 or 3 events throughout the entire run that allowed us to remove cards. We removed cards at every shop. It felt good. I felt Awaken can be a really nasty Act 3 boss, but I played Defect. Yeah. I love Defect. Defect's probably my favorite character in the video game, probably in the board game as well. But yeah, you hate to see like beating Act 2, going into Act 3, and it like shows the boss and scrolls down on the video game. You're like, dang it, like that's gonna hurt. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, there's Defect. I always found that Donut and Deku are kind of the easiest of the 3. I think I'm happy regardless of who I'm playing to see them. Time Eater I hate to see with Silent, and then Awaken I hate to see with Defect. Ironclad is kind of okay against any of them. I have not tried any of the daily climb challenges, but let's look at those because I saw those as I was putting it away last time and I was curious about them. Yeah, so daily climbs, and I do like the daily climbs in the video game too. So All Star. Oh, you roll your dice. That's cool. You can pick whatever modifiers, or you can roll the dice twice and gain one random modifier from each section. So start with 5 random colorless cards, which we have not opened any of the colorless packs or anything like that, so I don't know really what they look like. Start with 5 random rare cards. Sick. That's cool. Random boss relic. All card. Interesting. Transformed is interesting. All card rewards become transform a card. So instead of drawing 3 and picking one, you discard one of the cards from your deck and then draw the top card of the reward deck. That's kind of interesting. That would be fun. Vintage. Oh, card rewards from normal encounters become relics. Sick. That's always a fun one in the video game too. Prismatic shard. Start with the prismatic shard special relic. Let's grab that. That's this guy. Also, when you gain a card, each reveal card must come from a different card reward deck of your choice. This can include colorless rewards. Okay, so you choose different characters to build your deck. That makes that sounds like what it would be in the video game. That's cool. When you gain a rare card, each reveal card must come from a different character's rare deck of your choice. Still reveal 3 cards total. Oh, and then Prismatic Shard gives you the different stances for Watcher, and then 2 orb slots. Focus, come on. 2 orb slots for why are you not focused? Come on. There we go. It gives you orb slots because you're going to be doing defect. And then the bad stuff. You have Terminal, which you lose 1 HP at the end of every combat. Anytime during the end of combat, you must transform a random card in your deck. Oh, okay. That's kind of fun. Insanity. So at the end of... Anytime during the end of combat. Okay, so I guess that is after you take card rewards is why it's worded like that. You must transform a random card in your deck. Uncertain future, don't flip over map tokens during setup. Flip them when you land on that room. That sounds awful. Lose 2 HP after each event. And then Night Terrors, you cannot rest. Interesting. That's cool. And then we have Ascensions over here. Whenever you finish a game, each player checks 1 box per boss defeated, plus 1 extra box each. I have not been doing this. You check boxes for your character until they are all checked, after which you check the colorless or Act 4 boxes. When you check all of the boxes next to a lock, add the lock cards with a matching number of locks to the appropriate decks. Okay, so I need to add some cards to the deck. So that's cool. And then there's achievements. So hit the strength limit, hit the poison limit, 7 shivs in 1 turn. So we did the ninja achievement this run. So play 7 shivs in 1 turn. I think we played 9 at least. Hit the block limit of 20. Defeat a boss on turn 1. Beat Act 3 with 4 players. Beat a boss with all players at full HP. 5 card deck or smaller. Kill the transients before it kills itself. I love that. So the transients in, I assume this game as well. Actually, we can just find it. Yeah, so it hits for 6, 9, 12, 15, and then it dies at the end of the 4th. But whenever it loses HP, the player in that row gains that much health. So that's cool. The hardest one, I think, is the 5 card deck one. Yeah. It's, yes. What would you do? Go with, I know in the video game it's really popular to go with Silent just because at 5 you can go infinite. Which I assume you can probably do here as well. I assume there's Rushdown in... I'm sorry, Watcher, not Silent. Because it gets pretty easy to just kind of rush down Eruption into Vigilance and just kind of go all out. You did it without even trying by playing Ironclad? That's amazing. Nice. We have all of the things here. Beats Act 3 with the Ironclad Silent Defect Watcher. Act 3 with a daily climb. Create an infinite card combo. Okay, so that's actually a achievement, is to go infinite. Who needs relics? Beat Act 3 with no relics or boss relics. Beat Act 3 with a deck containing no uncommon or rare cards. Gross. 12 relics and boss relics combined per player. What do we hit? 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. So we were 4 relics away, which we could have done probably, right? Like, because this 4 money could have bought a relic at the previous shop. That would have been 9. Probably, I don't want to do it though. That's crazy. That would have been tough. Very cool. Awesome. Yeah, Slay the Spire is a really fun game. We'll definitely be playing more of it on the channel just because I'm enjoying it. I think next run I would probably want to try it with the Defect just because I enjoy Defect a lot. And I wanted to go Silent because Silent's a little bit more straightforward when it comes to like game mechanics. And then the first time I'm playing it on stream, first time some of y'all are seeing it, I just wanted to do something because Defect gets a little weird. So I want to try Defect next. But I think the next non-LCG stream we're going to be doing is going to be a Final Girl stream with some of the new promos and stuff there. And so that's hopefully going to happen next week, if not the following week. But next week, since it's a holiday, I'm not streaming on Monday. I may be on Tuesday. We'll have to see. But it may be like a Wednesday, Friday type situation. But I'll let you all know. I'll be posting the stream schedule for next week on my Facebook community page, or I'm sorry, my YouTube community page. I don't know why Facebook was in my mind. My YouTube community page on Monday this next week, because Sunday we have a ton of people over, and that's not what I'm going to be focusing on. Yeah, we have to get some more Trickster Takeover games, and yeah. Oh, I was going to ask you if you want to do another Final Girl stream. Yeah. So we got the Meg promo. I think I'm going to try some of the Gen Con promo stuff, which we brought home, which will be really fun. Yeah, and then we'll probably do an Ironclad Defect run. That sounds fun. Cool. Sweet. Well, thank you all so very much for hanging out. Usually this is Friday, but it's Thursday because we have some people coming over tonight, and so felt weird just locking myself in a room and playing a board game by myself when I had guests over. So we're gonna be back on Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. Make sure you follow the community page for that. But thanks all for hanging out. I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend. If you're in the States or if you celebrate the holiday, regardless of where you are, I hope you have a fantastic and safe holiday and long weekend. And we will see you next week for more games. See you around. Peace.